Joining us now, former NFL quarterback Babe Laufenberg, Cowboys radio color analyst. Look at you. You look great. Festive background there. Big smile on your face. Everything is great in Dallas. Right, Babe?
Well, somebody told me Christmas is coming up, Dan. It falls on the 25th this year,
Okay.
so I'm ready for it. And I would be remiss, Dan, if I did not say hello from Kyle in California. He's your biggest fan. He's my nephew. He calls in. He's disappointed that he did not get this slot, but I said, Kyle, your day will come.
When did things change for the Cowboys offensively this year?
Really at the bye week. They went into the bye week, and I don't want to say it's a different offense, but it's almost a different offense. The early incarnation of what they call the Texas Coast, which, by the way, I don't really like. We have the West Coast, and after that, everything else are just offenses. But they went into the bye. I think they redid things. Actually, they'll look a lot more like the offense that played last year under Kellen Moore. They're taking downfield shots. They got Brandon Cooks more involved in the offense, which was a big deal. He has been very good. I don't know what happened to him in the first 6 games and why they were not using him. He's obviously a veteran established receiver, but he's been on fire as of late too. So they now have a lot of weapons. And as you know, Dak is just playing outstanding.
How big is this game for the Cowboys?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
Well, do you remember a regular season game that was more important recently with the Cowboys?
Well, there has never been one that's been more expensive, Dan, because on the secondary market, the tickets are higher priced than any regular season game in Cowboys history. And I kind of go back, if you go back to the early 90s, if your audience can remember back that far, the Cowboys could not get past Philadelphia. Kind of late 80s, 90s, Cowboys weren't real good. Unfortunately, I was a part of that team in 89 and 90, and you just couldn't get by Philadelphia. 1990, Troy got sacked 11 times and shut out at home. And it was like, how do you ever get by this team? Well, ultimately, they did. So this has a little bit of that feel to it. Not quite as much, because obviously the Cowboys and Philly recently have played a lot more close games than that team did. But clearly, if you want to win the East, if you want to get a shot at home field, you got to beat Philadelphia Sunday night.
What are your concerns?
Personally, or with the football team?
With the football team.
Because if we're going to talk about me, then we're going to be here a while. The only thing that is the concern for me is kind of stopping the run. If a team wants to get in and really just hammer the football, Cowboys play 6 defensive backs basically on every snap. So you're a little bit light in the box there. The other part is they're a much better team on turf. They're 20-1 on turf since the start of the 22 season. 20-1 on turf. They're 2-8 on grass. So it's a team that plays fast. Defensively, they have to play fast because they're lighter. Even on the interior, they're a little lighter than most teams. So that's why, to me, getting that home field advantage, if they can do that, is so paramount. Because if you have to go on the road to Philly plays on grass. If you have to go on the road to San Francisco plays on grass. So to me, that's a huge part of this.
Is the defense keeping up with the offense now? Because earlier in the season, it was the other way around.
Right. I mean, Mike McCarthy coming into the season basically said, we got to run the damn ball and we got to play defense. And that's the way he wanted to win. And then all of a sudden they said, wow, this passing game is working pretty well. But defense has been playing great. Obviously, Seattle, you probably saw that game, put up some points on this defense. But that was a heck of a game, by the way, very exciting. But Cowboys came out on top. But the Cowboys at home, they're averaging 41 points. I mean, it's ridiculous what they're doing at home. They have not lost at home since the opener in the 2022 season to Tampa Bay. So they've been virtually unbeatable at home.
Where do you stand on the brotherly shove play with the Eagles?
Here's my thing, Dan. The Bear defense was the rage. Nobody knew how to block it. We don't see the Bear defense anymore, right? Wildcat came into vogue. They said, boy, how are we going to defend this thing? Nobody had an idea. They'd never seen it before. You don't see the Wildcat anymore. So eventually, somebody is going to figure out a way to stop that tush push or quarterback sneak, whatever you want to call it. But they're just, I don't want to say exploiting the rules, but the rule is in there that allows you to do it. And Philadelphia is clearly the best at it. And everybody talks about Jalen Hurts, squatting 4,000 pounds. It's really not him. It's Jason Kelsey. It's the center. He's the one that clears things out. But it's almost, in a way, it's an ugly play, but it's almost kind of fun, isn't it? That 4th and 1, you don't even think about what they might do. Are they going to go for it? Are they going to go to 4 wide receiver personnel? It's like, hey, here comes the tush push.
Has Jerry Jones ever contacted you during a broadcast?
No. And it's probably he has better things. I would hope he has better things to do. But he actually has been very good. I don't think we've ever, in my time, this is my 27th year of being the analyst on the Cowboys radio network. There hasn't been a time when we have got a call in the booth saying, hey, make it sound better. And I mean, even during the week of, hey, make it sound better. They went through 3 consecutive 5-11 seasons. And as you know, Dan, honestly, you can't lie to your audience. They see the game. You can't make it. If it's bad, it's bad. And when it's good, it's good. And honestly, we have had the liberty to call the game as we see it. 27 years have never had that phone call.
Nick Bosa came out and said the Niners gave everybody the game plan to stop Jalen Hurts. It's nice when you have the game plan, but the game plan also brings in the talent to be able to carry out that game plan. Does Dallas have the talent defensively to carry out a game plan that we saw the 49ers implement?
Well, I think every team obviously goes to the strength of their defense, and conversely, they go to the strength of their offense. Philadelphia's pass defense is horrible, but if you're not able to throw the ball and you're a good running team, you better just do what you do well. But the notion that you have a blueprint, I've seen that just way too many times, Dan, in the NFL, where team comes in, stops the other team, whether it be defense or offense, and all of a sudden, here's the blueprint. You know what the blueprint is? Having Nick Bosa at defensive end, having Fred Warner as your inside linebacker. That's a heck of a blueprint, right? It's like New England. Hey, we've all seen that. The blueprint for New England was having number 12 as your quarterback.
Great to talk to you. Have fun this weekend. And thanks for joining us. And to Kyle in California, we say hello to him as well.
You just made his day. Thank you, Dan. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy. That's Babe Laufenberg, Cowboys radio color analyst for 27 years and former NFL quarterback.